Hey, what's up, Karate Commandos? New episode of Comic Reviews of Fate, and they're brought to you by Red Knight, the comic I write and create, and you can buy it through primalpapercomics.com or my Etsy shop, Manos Publishing at etsy.com. I work really hard on this. I would like you to read it. You can get it either print versions or digital. But, hey, let's talk about the big guns for a minute, shall we? Let's start with Daredevil, issue 25 by the usual gang. It's Mark Waid and Chris Sneed. I won't go into too deep of what's going on. You just know that someone has been mucking around the corners of the Daredevil universe, screwing with his mind, screwing with his friends, trying to get his friends against him. And Matt has no idea who it could be. And actually, at this point, I'm not too sure, really, as a reader. They've been doing a really good job kind of keeping that at bay. Foggy is still suffering from cancer. He's just started his treatments. When Matt has discovered that someone is trying to recreate the accident that gave him his powers. And it looks like they succeeded in recent issues. And one of their subjects actually comes to him while he's in the hospital and says he can take him to find him, but it turns out it's kind of a trap, and that leads him to fight this the big bad, not the big bad, he's not there yet, but the big bad's, I guess, experiment, the thing he's been leading to. It's this new villain called Akari, which is Japanese for fury, Matt says in narration. And he is the evil Daredevil. We've never had, a character sort of this close to being that, yin and yang kind of villain. I guess Bullseye, for the most part, has played that role, but this guy is exactly that. He has these heightened sensitive powers. He has a tweaked version of the original yellow costume, which actually looks really good like this. This is actually that original costume done right and incorporates the Japanese aspects of Daredevil. I really, really love this character, and his reveal is fantastic, actually, in this issue. Anyway, the next few pages, actually the second half of the book, they fight like fucking crazy, and all throughout the rooftops of New York. We flash back to Stick. It's nice that to see Stick in the Mark Waid era in flashback. It's very well used and very, very well incorporated into the fight. Wow, what a great fight! And it has a wonderful cliffhanging ending. Holy shit, this is a great book. The last few issues of Daredevil have been very solid, but not as super awesome strong as previous issues. This was worth it. This has been building up, and now we're getting some payoff. Fantastic. Buy this book, 5 Ram Chips. And also, in the category of buy this book, Captain Marvel. I am a big, big fan of this book. This is issue 12 by Kelly Sue DeConnick. And, let's see, Philippe Andre is doing the art, and also suffering from some kind of ailment. Carol Danvers has this strange kind of ailment in her head, tumor-like almost, and it gets bigger and it gets closer to really dangerous parts of her brain if she flies. So her doctor is telling her, don't fly. You can do all that other Captain Marvel shit, but don't fly, because it affects your brain. It almost kills you. Stop flying. So her friends have given her this flying cycle, which I'm calling the Marvel cycle. Let's see, she's been, at the same time, trying to kind of avoid this new Deathbird. The previous Deathbird is still in a coma or something like that. So the mystery of who this hasn't been fully solved yet. But anyway, someone has sent this new Deathbird out to kill her, and she's constantly trying to get her to fly. And we have this wonderful intercut between 2 scenes of her doctors coordinating and figuring out what's going on while she's fighting like fucking crazy in the sky. Let's see, which I think is really interesting. I actually it's kind of interesting listening to these two doctors kind of work on the mystery rather than our lead hero, because they're professional doctors and she's not. So that's kind of cool. Because Carol can do, you know, beaten up stuff where she does very well. Even using the cycle as a baseball bat against oh, there it is, against Deathbird, which is one of my favorite moments. What a cool fight, by the way. And let's see, I won't give away the reveal, but we do find out who is behind. Actually, both her and Daredevil have mysterious villains screwing with them. You know, these villains, you sneaky tricks, you. Anyway, we do find out at the end of this issue who's been screwing around with her, and it's a good reveal. It's a really good reveal. To be honest, I wasn't expecting it. However, it's one of those reveals that's like, oh, I really should have saw this coming. I mean, this was... The groundwork for this was set up. Why didn't I see it? And Kelly Sue DeConnick has done this a couple times in the series, where I think the book is just kind of wandering. I don't know where she's going, and then she gets there, and you go, oh, I'm an idiot. I should have saw this. I will say, once again, I love the art style that Andre uses. He does some interesting perspective shots, and I know people can be really off-put by his style, and I'm still not really convinced that he was the best choice for this series, but the more you look at his art, the more you kind of realize the beauty in it, and I just love the way he can, like, do simple scenes that I think is really interesting. I just like the way he approaches, like, action and stuff like that. Now, yeah, I mean, people aren't crazy about his line work, and I can see their point, but I feel like if you just take a chance with this book, you'll kind of, like, you know, see what I'm seeing. 5 RAM chips, excellent. Actually, this is going to start into a crossover with the Avengers, like, now! So go get those issues, too. 5 RAM chips. Buy it. Alright. Now, I'm beginning to think that I should start reviewing these Marvel books that come out 2 times a month if I'm going to read them. This is driving... Jesus Christ, it's driving me crazy. And, you know, to be honest, Bendis, the way he writes... There are times where I would, like, do that. I would, like, hold off, you know, 2 months so I could, like, get more story. So, hey, here's issues 4 and 5 of Uncanny X-Men. And let's go to the first issue, drawn by Chris Bachalo and written by Brian Michael Bendis. Now, this picks up where the previous issue left off with Cyclops and crew showing up to the Jean Grey school of gifted mutants and trying to recruit. They're going, hey, let's get some people. Hey, who wants to come with us? We're fugitives from the law. You want to train with us? I'm sure that will, like, win over some people. Anyway, Emma Frost does meet her proteges, the Stepford sisters, which I haven't really heard of them, but holy crap, they're cool and a little creepy, and they're very powerful. As they start fucking around with Emma Frost, realizing that her powers are broken. Their mentor, who is Emma Frost, so you imagine she was probably hard on them. They kind of, like, feel sorry for her, but also enjoy fucking around with her, too. Their powers and the fact that they don't talk, they just think. Well, actually, they do talk, but I think they like to think at people. Is quite enjoyable. And at the end, they actually succeed. They get the Stepford sisters, and oh my god, Angel, like, from the past, who's hanging around in the present, while they're still his present self with the other X-Men. He came with them. I like, how the fuck is that going to happen? I don't know what Bendis is doing. It's really exciting. I don't know where the hell he's going with this whole time travel thing. Oh, I actually really, I expected, like, the Stepford sisters and maybe somebody else, but Angel? I was like, wow, that is pretty exciting. And at the end, Magic has some sort of attack, which leads into this issue. Issue 5 of Uncanny X-Men. Written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by somebody else. Chris Bachalo is now leaving the building, and Fraser Irving is taking over at this point. And let's see, while he has a different style, he does have a really enjoyable style. It reminds me of David. No, this, I'm trying to remember the artist that this guy's book reminds me of. Anyway, S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of like trying to figure out, like, oh man, Magneto totally played us. He wasn't cheating on them. He was cheating on us. And they're kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, he and the new group of students completely beat the X-Men and excuse me, completely beat the Avengers, and not some like small, you know, B-list Avengers. It was like Captain America and Iron Man and fucking Hulk and fucking Captain America, fucking Captain Marvel, like that. With the new Australian girl who uses time bubbles and stuff like that. Anyway, this issue mostly involves magic, where she is sucked into the hell dimension she uses by I'm never really sure how to pronounce this character's name. This Doctor Strange demon, who is sort of one of the other substitutes for Satan. Anyway, he's rather annoyed that he's using this dimension, so he basically tells her, look, this is going to stop. I'm going to kill you or mutate you or whatever the hell. But that blows up in his face because she turns herself into the Dark Child, which is a power she had laid dormant in her, and she basically sends him running. So, you know, she's kind of powerful. Speaking of powerful, the Stepford sisters, while being hit on by one of the boys, one of the new boys in the group, are rather irritated with him and make him forget his own name. They're scary. And speaking of scary, at the end, everybody gets sucked back into that dimension. At the end, by Darkchild. Apparently, she kind of let the cat out of the box, and she's a little kind of having trouble. Anyway, excellent stuff. Both of these issues, 4 and 5, are 5 RAM chips. I've been digging this series quite a bit. Alright, now let's go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 21. This not only has a Kevin Eastman cover, but it's drawn by Kevin Eastman! The story is co-written by Kevin Eastman, and Tom Waltz did the script. Wow, I can't remember the last time I've seen Kevin Eastman do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle art, and the coloring is absolutely beautiful. This book looks fantastic, where the Ninja Turtles are attacked by some mutant with a clown mask on, and this character comes out of nowhere and is taunting them and is kicking the shit out of them left and right. And so goes a chase throughout the streets and rooftops of New York. He knows a lot about them and their mentor. I really won't give away the reveal on that, but I'm doing a lot of non-spoiler stuff. But you know, I should, because it's a pretty good reveal. Wow, I mean, just all the fighting, all this panel work and layout. You know, Eastman hasn't lost it. Actually, I think he's even better than he used to. Because, you know, you see a lot of older artists have some trouble with, you know, their style with the new coloring style, and it sometimes looks a little messier than, you know, because, you know, with the old style of inking and printing, you know, their styles looked really good and organic. And with the new digital printing and coloring, it sometimes looks a little off. But his stuff looks fantastic. I love it a lot. Meanwhile, in Japan, Shredder and his granddaughter have found Katsun, who is the spirit, the fox spirit that helped turn Shredder into Shredder in the first place. They have found her. Oh, cool. This is great stuff. 5 RAM chips. This is one of my favorite books of the week. Now, let's go to IDW's Ghostbusters, or the new Ghostbusters. But the Ghostbusters come back in this, so are they new, old Ghostbusters? I don't know. This is issue 3 of the rebooted, renumbered series or something like that. Eric Berman and Dan Schwinn is doing the work. Actually, the creative team hasn't changed at all. Oh, anyway, this is issue 3 of this series where, unless you haven't heard, the Ghostbusters have been sucked into some kind of pocket dimension where they're just stuck there. You know, no torture or anything like that. They're just hanging out going, damn. Like in a waiting room in hell. But, so, they've been gone for months. So Janine Melnitz sets up this new group of Ghostbusters featuring characters that have you know, been popping up in the series. You know, the FBI agent that Peter started dating a few issues ago. Let's see, Callie, who is from the goth girl from the Extreme Ghostbusters, who now we've established now works for Ray at his bookstore. And let's see, and the asshole guy from the Ghost, what were they called? Ghost Bangers or something like that? Alexander. I can't remember what they call themselves. Ghost Breakers or something like that. Anyway, he looks a lot like Spike Spiegel and the real Ghostbusters version of Peter Venkman, really. Anyway, he's sort of the dick in the group. In more ways than one. I'm not just talking literally. But this issue, the Ghostbusters are figuring their way out, and it's like, well, it could either blow up the universe or free us. It's like, okay, let's do it. Meanwhile, Janine has been approached by a spirit of an ancestor, and she's going to be tested by this giant Viking monster thing. So, the funniest sequence is she's being chased around by this thing while talking to Callie over the phone for advice. And she tells Janine to show a little backbone, and Janine tells her, little backbone? This thing is a fucking gorilla! You show a little backbone! Oh, I like that. And it's actually the funniest moment, and one of the things, one of my problems with this series is, it's not as funny as Ghostbusters should be. Now, it's a weird problem because there's a lot of love of Ghostbusters, and this is some really great storytelling. The writing is good, the characters are right on target, like who they're supposed to be. More than the real Ghostbusters cartoon captured, and even the real even the Ghostbusters sequel, number 2, created by the same people who created them. This is actually a better sequel than this. And it follows up on a lot of, you know, plot threads and stuff from cartoons and the movies and stuff like that. But the jokes aren't really that funny. I mean, they come here and there. I mean, Uncanny X-Men is funnier than Ghostbusters. There's something wrong with that. But anyway, the Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, actually do escape and are shocked to find out that they've been gone for months, not hours like they thought. The time thing worked weird, so they thought they were only there for hours, but they're gone for like 3-4 months or something like that. The scene where Janine kisses Egon, I find rather touching. I enjoy their relationship quite a bit, and even though she like backs off immediately, like, oh, hey, yeah, I was just excited. I'm like, poor woman. Anyway, this is going to give a solid 4 Ram Chips. I dug it quite a bit. And there's a cliffhanger for more, so we'll see what's going on, because Callie has stumbled onto something really, really potentially scary. It has kind of a Doctor Who look to this room. Involves, I can't remember the character's name, but the Peter McNichol character from Ghostbusters 2. He's kind of like now attached to something else. Oh, that poor bastard. Anyway, I'm giving that 4 Ram Chips. So, I think that's it for now. Push the button, Lindsay.